What if the secret to fluent, confident, naturally flowing English isn't locked inside expensive courses, endless grammar drills, or years of waiting for the perfect time, but instead lives quietly in the first 15 to 20 minutes after you open your eyes each morning, waiting patiently for you to claim it before the noise of the day ever begins? Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding, before checking your phone, before scrolling through notifications, before the rush of responsibilities pulls you into survival mode, that you will dedicate a small but sacred window of time to feed your brain with real living English. Because the truth is that language is not learned through occasional bursts of motivation, but through daily, deliberate, almost ritualistic exposure. And mornings offer the cleanest mental canvas your brain will ever have all day. When you first wake up, your prefrontal cortex is rested, your cortisol levels are naturally balanced, and your attention span is at its peak, which means whatever you practice in those early minutes doesn't just enter your memory, it embeds itself into your neural pathways with remarkable efficiency. So instead of treating English like a subject you study only when you have free time, treat it like a morning habit you practice before anything else, because the moment you speak your first English sentence out loud, even if it's as simple as, "Today I will grow my English," you flip a psychological switch that tells your brain, this is no longer a test, this is my life. You don't need perfect pronunciation to begin. You don't need advanced vocabulary to progress. And you certainly don't need to wait until you feel ready, because readiness is never a prerequisite for practice. It's the result of it. Start by speaking out loud, even if you're alone in your room, even if your voice trembles, even if you stumble over syllables, because the physical act of moving your mouth, shaping sounds, and hearing your own voice in English rewires your speech muscles and builds auditory memory faster than silent reading ever could. Children don't learn language by memorizing rules. They learn by imitating, repeating, failing, adjusting, and trying again. And that exact same biological process works for adults who are willing to embrace awkwardness as a temporary toll on the road to fluency. After you speak a few simple sentences, transition into listening, but not passive listening. Active, focused, intentional listening, where you choose a short audio clip, a podcast segment, a TED Talk excerpt, or even a movie dialogue, and you play it once for comprehension, then play it again while shadowing, which means you speak along with the speaker in real time, matching their rhythm, stress, intonation, and pacing, even if you only catch half the words at first. Shadowing is one of the most underutilized yet scientifically backed techniques for developing natural fluency, because it forces your brain to process sound, meaning, and motor output simultaneously, creating a feedback loop that gradually erases the gap between hearing English and producing it. While you listen and repeat, keep a small notebook or digital note open and write down 3 phrases that sound useful. Not just grammatically correct, but emotionally resonant, like, "I'm getting better every day," "I'll figure it out as I go," or "My voice matters even when it shakes." Because language sticks when it carries personal meaning. And when you attach English to your own identity, goals, and daily reality, it stops feeling foreign and starts feeling familiar. After listening, spend 5 minutes reading aloud from something short but rich. A motivational quote, a news headline, a paragraph from a book, or even a well-written social media post. And read it twice. First silently to absorb meaning, then aloud to train your mouth, your ears, and your breath control, because pronunciation isn't just about individual sounds. It's about flow, about where your voice rises and falls, about how you connect words like going to into gonna or want to into wanna in natural speech. And reading aloud teaches you that music of English that textbooks rarely capture. Next, shift into self-expression by describing your immediate environment or your plans for the day in English, narrating your actions as if you're hosting a quiet morning vlog. I'm pouring hot water into my cup. I'm opening the window to let fresh air in. I'm reviewing my goals for today. I'm feeling calm and focused. And this technique, called situational self-talk, bridges the gap between passive knowledge and active usage, because it forces your brain to retrieve vocabulary on demand, construct sentences in real time, and practice grammar without overthinking, which is exactly how fluency operates in real conversations. Many learners stay trapped in the translation loop, constantly converting thoughts from their native language into English before speaking, which creates hesitation, mental fatigue, and unnatural phrasing. But when you practice thinking directly in English during your morning routine, you gradually weaken that dependency and strengthen direct conceptual mapping, meaning you stop translating "मैं आज खुश हूँ" into "I am happy today," and instead simply think "I am happy today" as a complete, immediate idea. To accelerate this shift, keep a morning English journal where you write 4 to 6 lines every single day, not to impress anyone, not to check grammar perfection, but to train your brain to generate English organically. And you can use prompts like, "What am I grateful for today? What's one small win I want to achieve? How did I handle a challenge yesterday?" Or, "What's a new word I learned and how can I use it?" Because writing slows down your thinking just enough to notice patterns, correct recurring mistakes, and build sentence variety without the pressure of real-time conversation. Another powerful layer to add is thematic focus, where you dedicate each morning to a specific topic so your practice stays structured yet dynamic. Monday for daily routines, Tuesday for work or study vocabulary, Wednesday for emotions and mindset, Thursday for travel and culture, Friday for opinions and debates, Saturday for storytelling and past experiences, and Sunday for review and reflection, which prevents burnout, keeps your brain engaged, and ensures you're building a well-rounded lexical network instead of memorizing random word lists that disappear within days. You might wonder why mornings matter so much when you could practice at night, but the difference lies in cognitive priming and emotional momentum. When you start your day with English, you carry that linguistic confidence into every interaction, every meeting, every class, every conversation, and you begin to notice opportunities to use English that you previously ignored because your brain is already in English mode. Consistency beats intensity every single time, which means 15 focused minutes daily will outperform 2 chaotic hours once a week. Because the brain strengthens neural connections through repetition spaced over time, not through cramming followed by silence. And when you show up every morning, even on days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or doubtful, you're not just practicing English, you're practicing discipline. And discipline is the invisible architecture of fluency. There will be mornings when you skip a word, when your pronunciation feels clumsy, when you forget a phrase you knew yesterday. And that's completely normal because language acquisition is non-linear, filled with plateaus, breakthroughs, and invisible progress that only reveals itself weeks later when you suddenly understand a fast speaker, when you respond without pausing, when you dream in English, when you catch yourself thinking in full sentences without effort. And those moments are not accidents. They are the delayed echoes of every morning you chose to show up. Don't measure your progress by how perfect you sound today. Measure it by how willing you are to speak anyway, because fear shrinks every time you use your voice, and confidence grows every time you survive the awkwardness. Your accent is not a flaw, it's proof of your journey, your background, your resilience. And while clear pronunciation matters, communication matters more, so focus on being understood, not on sounding native, because native-like fluency is a myth for most learners, but functional, confident, expressive fluency is absolutely achievable with daily practice. Add micro habits to reinforce your routine. Change your phone language to English for 30 days. Follow 3 English-speaking creators who inspire you. Listen to one song and write down its chorus. Repeat it until the melody and words merge. Watch a 2-minute video without subtitles and summarize it aloud. Or teach yourself one new idiom and use it in 3 different sentences, because language lives in usage, not in storage. When you feel stuck, ask yourself, what would my future self thank me for doing right now? And the answer will always point toward action, not avoidance. Because fluency isn't gifted. It's built brick by brick, morning by morning, sentence by sentence, choice by choice. You don't need a teacher standing beside you to improve. You need a routine that stands beside you every day, and that routine can be as simple as wake up, breathe deeply, speak 1 affirmation in English, listen to 2 minutes of natural speech, shadow 3 sentences, read 1 paragraph aloud, write 4 lines in your journal, and narrate your next action in English, which takes less than 15 minutes, but compounds into massive transformation over weeks and months. Track your progress not with tests, but with evidence. Record a 30-second voice note on day 1, then another on day 30, and listen to the difference in pace, clarity, and confidence, because hearing your own growth is the most powerful motivator you'll ever experience. Surround yourself with English not as a burden, but as a companion. Play it while cooking, listen during your commute, read before bed, speak while walking, and let it seep into your life until it stops feeling like practice and starts feeling like presence. Remember that every fluent speaker was once a hesitant beginner. Every confident presenter was once a nervous student. Every clear communicator was once someone who stumbled over words but refused to quit. So give yourself permission to be imperfect, to pause, to restart, to laugh at mistakes, and to keep going. Because language learning is not a race, it's a relationship. And relationships deepen through daily attention. If you miss a day, don't punish yourself. Just return the next morning because momentum isn't broken by one pause. It's broken by permanent surrender. And your commitment to showing up again is what separates those who dream of fluency from those who live it. Celebrate tiny victories. The first time you understand a joke without translation. The first time you order food in English without rehearsing. The first time you express a complex idea without switching to your native language, because these are not small moments. They are milestones disguised as ordinary days. Let your mornings become your sanctuary, your training ground, your quiet rebellion against the myth that you're not good at languages because you are not bad at English. You've just been inconsistent with it, and consistency is a skill you can build starting tomorrow, starting today, starting right now. Speak with courage, listen with curiosity, read with intention, write with honesty, and trust that every syllable you practice is weaving a new version of yourself into existence. A version that communicates clearly, thinks independently, and steps into rooms with quiet confidence because they've already won the hardest battle, showing up when no one was watching. The world doesn't need perfect English. It needs your voice, your ideas, your perspective. And English is simply the bridge to share them. So build that bridge daily, plank by plank, morning by morning, until it's strong enough to carry your dreams across borders into opportunities and toward the life you've been preparing for all along. Rise with purpose, practice with patience, speak with pride, and let every sunrise remind you that fluency isn't a destination you reach. It's a habit you live, and it begins the moment you open your mouth, turn on your mind, and choose English before anything else, because your future is listening, and it's waiting for you to begin.